Hey folks, welcome. Okay, let's see. I just want to double check that I am live with our good friend Facebook. So today, there I see myself. So today I want to talk about what I call the tsunami effect, um, which is essentially building resilience on the path to more than enough clients, and talk to you a little bit about this little known secret of how success often mostly happens, and how so many people give up too soon, sometimes give up right before a shift is about to happen. So if you're here at any point, say hi to me, let me know where you're watching this from. um, Live or on the replay, I like to know. I like to come and say hi. I am in Boulder, Colorado, and it is a gray, cold day today, but we have been really lucky, so I am not complaining. Let me know what the weather's like whenever you're watching this. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Ilsa Kamtiadair. Um, I like to call myself a soulful success coach because it's not just about success, it's about something that's going to feel really good and is going to be totally aligned. I help soulful entrepreneurs, healers, coaches to essentially stop spinning, stop second guessing themselves, stop wasting time, energy, money, and their confidence doing things that are not aligned and doing things that don't work for them. And in my work, I help them discover what their unique and sacred path to more clients, more money, and more ease um, is for them. Okay, so if that feels interesting to you, and if at any point in this live you see or hear something that resonates with you and you want to chat with me, I offer free Soulful Success breakthrough calls where I meet with you for 45 minutes to an hour, and we go over your business, we go over what can be stuck and what's your own unique path forward, so that you can get some momentum, get more clients, and build a business that feels really good and really aligned to you. So if you want to take me up on that, just put hashtag brainstorm in the comments or send me a message on Messenger. All right. So I'm going to start by telling you a few stories. I'm going to start telling you one story of mine, and then we'll go really into the content of this. I love to teach with stories. And by the way, I think those of you who are healers, that's a nice tip. I think people learn so much more and relate so much more to what we share when we share stories. So this is my story. I've been a therapist for almost 20 years, psychotherapist, licensed. And then I started deciding to go online. I've been a therapist. I've worked with a lot of entrepreneurs. And so originally my field, my area of expertise over the quite a few years has been helping entrepreneurs deal with leading balanced lives and meeting their own emotions and finding what's going to help them move forward and have success in their personal life as well as in their business. And so then I pivoted and decided I really wanted to focus on soulful success and more on the business aspect rather, although I do a lot of internal work, a lot of healing work, a lot of energy with my clients, but the focus is on the business. And so what I want to share with you about this idea of tsunami and not giving up too quickly, I started to go online. I started a group online. And by the way, for those of you who are not in my group and are seeing this on my personal page or on YouTube, feel free to put group in the comments and I will send you the link so you can check it out if you're interested. But I started my group for essentially soulful entrepreneurs to help them claim their brilliance and start sharing their gifts and really create an offer and a marketing strategy that honors their soul, transforms lives, and actually also creates financial freedom for them and their families. So if you want that, just put group in a comment and I'll send that over to you. But it took me literally 8 months, maybe even a little more, of me posting every day and getting nothing back. Meaning like people were leaving comments but I was not working. I didn't have a single client at that point from that perspective. I still had my therapy practice, which was fine, but I was trying to pivot, and from that, I did not have a single client. And I remember being kind of like at the border of like, maybe I just keep doing my therapy thing and just give this up. It doesn't seem to be really working. There's too much noise online. Um, like no one's actually getting the message. I'm getting nowhere, putting a ton of energy. And I had a conversation with my own coach at the time. And that was part of the conversation, wondering if either I was doing the wrong thing or maybe just it wasn't working. Like online wasn't working. It was working for people who had been there forever. But for people who were starting out, it wasn't quite working. And she said to me, she's like, you don't get to decide that. Every business takes 2 years. And so it's a little soon for you to decide that what you have to offer is not resonating and for you to start deciding to quit. So she kind of gave me a pep talk, and I went forward. And I swear to you, within a month of that, less than that actually, first client, second client, third client, and it just started like flowing in. And that's why I call it a tsunami effect, because sometimes it's drought, it's desert. We're putting goodwill out there, we're moving, we're creating our message, we're sharing our mission, and nothing much is happening. And suddenly everything happens all at once. So that's my story. I'm not going to give you names, but I have another client, same thing. We she was like, "I don't think this is working. I don't know that I'm set up to be an entrepreneur. Maybe I should do something different." And I said to her, "Don't give up just yet. I told her to take a couple days off oftentimes, and we have that feeling like I'm not cut out for this. This isn't working. I can't do this anymore." It's literally our own system letting us know that we need to take a break. And so I told her to take a few days, go do something fun, like do a couple posts ahead of time on her Facebook group, and just let it go. Let it be for a few days, and be with herself, be with her dog, go and have some nice walks and just chill, relax, bring her nervous system down. And she was like, "Yeah, you're right." Came back to me. She's like, "I'm just going to keep going. I just got overwhelmed for a second." And business is difficult in that way. We put our heart out there, especially those of us who are, we're sensitive. We have gifts to offer. We really want to serve. It's hard to know that we have so much to offer and we're not getting the opportunity to do that. And for her, it was the same thing. I think it took less than a month after that to actually get her first sale, and then to get her second, and then to get more ideas of how to serve and how to show up for her people. And so that's something I was having a conversation with a client of mine last week, and he was talking about how he's thinking that he'll just put something out there, and if he doesn't get any energy or momentum from it, then he'll know it's not aligned. And I told him, that's when I explained to him this concept of tsunami, that oftentimes actually we're putting things out there, and something's building. A wave is building, but we can't see it. We don't know it. And on the contrary, it's kind of like a tsunami. You know how a tsunami, when it's actually getting closer to the coast, the water retreats. So oftentimes what I've seen with myself, with my clients, with colleagues and friends, is that actually when there's about to be a shift in our business, it gets even quieter than usual. Like it's almost like it's going backwards, like a spiral. You know how a spiral kind of goes backwards before it makes that leap. So it feels like it's going behind. And that's the time to not give up. That's the time to keep moving forward, keep putting our message, our mission, our passion out there, keep serving in whatever way we can, and trust it. And then I'm going to give you one last story, which is not about business, but it's about how things work in nature. So I had a client of mine who was making mushrooms right in his home. I don't think they were the hallucinogenic type, but they might have been. Who knows? My sense is he's a big foodie, and he was trying to create his own mushrooms and different kind of mushrooms. And he came into my office and we are talking about that. And he said, "Yeah, I think I messed up somewhere. I'm getting nothing. There's like nothing's happening. Not even like I'm seeing a couple things, but I think I messed up. I might have to start over." And I said, "Okay." And then the next day, he sent me a picture. He's like, "You will not believe, look at this." And there were little mushrooms popping out from everywhere. And so mushrooms, just like that tsunami, are kind of like that. It's like you see nothing, you put a ton of effort, a ton of work into it, you see nothing. And suddenly overnight, everything's, and it's not just that it sprouted, like these things were like full on like mushrooms everywhere. So in many ways, this is the way nature works. It's almost like nature is saying to us, life is saying to us, I want to know if you're really committed. You're not gonna just do a little thing out there and suddenly get something. I wanna see if you're gonna be in this for the long haul. And I think this is especially true for spiritual, soulful, transformational entrepreneurs. We have something important, like our gifts is not just something, a skill that we teach. Our gifts comes from within. It's something of great value that we have to give the world. And so I think we almost have to earn our right to give it and to show up by showing that we're committed to it and we have the resilience necessary to keep showing up even when it's tough and even when we're getting nothing in return. So if this is resonating with you at all, if you have been maybe in one of those droughts and you could use some support, then take me up on that free Soulful Success Breakthrough call, and let's figure out how to create that tsunami for you, so that you can really share your gifts. Because all of us, as soulful beings, want to share. We want to, yeah, serve with what we've been given, our gifts. So, all right. So this is the content of this. Success is built on small strategic actions that essentially compound over time. Think of compounding interest. Think of a drop that is literally dropping in a cup and it doesn't seem like anything's happening. And at some point, the cup overflows. And it's not that that last drop is particularly special. It's not that that last drop is particularly big. It's none of that. It's literally the work over time building on itself. And there's an element of trust and faith that is showing up here, because we have to try to trust and have the faith that our work is essentially setting up the pathway for success, that it is actually creating almost like that the breadcrumbs in the story. It's showing us, it's setting up the path towards achievement, success, serving powerfully the way we want to. So you have to think of like, famous athlete, for example. By the time we hear about them, by the time we know about them, it feels like they just came on out of nowhere. But actually, we're not talking about or hearing about sometimes the years, most of the time, the years of practice, the years of continuous and consistent work that led them to become as good as they are and that led them to suddenly be visible in their marketplace. And entrepreneurship is not that different. So when you have a clear, determined outcome, you know what you're trying to share, you have a clear offer, you have a clear vision, you know who your people are, you have a mission, you have a passion, you're sharing it, and you're going somewhere specific. You have to think of all the little things you're doing along the way. It's like you're pulling the string of the future that you want to create. So with every action, you're bringing it closer to you and you're bringing yourself closer to it. And what happens with success, this idea of this tsunami, is at some point, the more you do, the future's coming towards you, you're coming towards it, and at some point, that gap collapses, and you literally become and meet the future you've been focusing on, visioning, and working towards. And you suddenly, it's like a shift happens, and you suddenly step into the future that you've been working towards. So, as you do work, you're literally a beacon for the future you want. You're literally, every time you put an action out there, every time you share your message, every time you step out of your comfort zone and you serve in some ways, you're literally like radiating with what it is you want to create. And your future, it's like your future is honing in on you and coming towards you. But if you give up too quickly and that light goes off, it might be really close to you, about to hit you, and the light goes off and it can't find you. So, our job when we have a message, when we have a mission, when we have a gift to share, is to keep giving, to keep sharing, to keep showing up, to have a plan in place, and to keep working the plan until literally we and the future we want to create connect. And when that happens, you are literally shifting into a new reality. When that happens, the desired future that you've been working towards is literally suddenly right here. You're in it and it's in you and it's happening. And sometimes it happens really quickly at that point. And that's oftentimes what we don't see. Just like with that athlete, we look at these people out there, these coaches, these other, and they seem like they're having such an easy time of it. Like they're being successful with such speed in some ways. And most of the time, either they're not sharing everything that it's taken to get them there, or they're lying. Like if they're telling you, oh, yeah, I did this and this, and that was it, I didn't do anything. Either they're not aware of how much work, how much inner shift and outer work they actually put forth to get there, or they're just not telling you the truth. Maybe it happens on occasion, but it's not the norm. And I will tell you that I've met a couple people who have become successful very quickly. And oftentimes they don't have what it takes. They didn't build the inner certainty to actually sustain their success, to actually keep growing. So oftentimes there is a backlash from that, where they actually literally have to learn how to serve and how to meet and how to show up in their business all over again from that place. So you're either paying your dues up front or you're paying it after. But there is, when success comes to you, there is an a way there. There is a path. There is work internally and outwardly that we have to do to build that resilience and to build that foundation, essentially. All right, I'm looking at my notes, seeing where I'm at. So, the message here, my main message to you, I know being an entrepreneur is difficult. And I know it from personal experience. I know it from working with clients. And I know that being a soulful entrepreneur, somebody who's sensitive, somebody who's very heart centered, then it makes it even more difficult because we feel everything so intensely. And so, what I want to say to you is do not give up. Do not give up. Oftentimes, I see people giving up right before something starts to shift. And for some of you, that might happen in 3 months. For some of you, it might take 8, like it did me. For some of you, it might even take a little longer. For some of you, it might be shorter. Everybody is different in that way. Life's testing us, life's wanting to see to what degree we really want this. And so when you get to that sense of, I'm not sure I'm cut out for this, I'm not sure I have what it takes, I'm not sure people want what I have to offer, ask yourself, do I really want this? Which is why I think having a business that's built on passion, something you feel really strongly about, is so important, because passion, purpose is actually what will see you through those droughts. It's what will see you through those that calmness and will actually sustain you when the water is being pulled away from you and nothing's happening before the influx starts to roll in and come in. Um, so the other thing that happens is when nothing's, people get to know us and get to know our message and get to know what we offer and what we're about through repetition. So if you get really good, first you have a clear message, you have a clear offer, you know who you help, you know what problem you solve, you know what your big promise is for people. And then you keep working on that, you keep sharing that. You will become known as an authority in that. You will become known as someone who solves this, who works with these people, who helps with that. So this is not wasted time. This isn't just you paying your dues. This is you serving, and this is you actually creating that foundation for success so that people know who you are and they know how you help and they know how you guide them. So you get a chance to actually step into that message and become the person who can help all these people. Um, so here's the plan. Here's what you have to have. You have to have a strong anchor into your own passion and purpose and your own brilliance. You have to be anchored in that because that will sustain you, that will give you courage, that will give you momentum, even when things are hard or you're not getting a lot back. You have to have, and that's the inner work. And then you have to have a strategic plan, a plan that is intuitive, that is inspiring, that is aligned, an offer that is inspiring, intuitive, and aligned with you and irresistible to your people. And then you have to have a marketing plan, a way to take that message, a way to take that purpose, a way to take that offer and the promise of that offer out into the world and to share it with people so that they know what you're about. Once you have the plan, essentially the inner plan and the outer plan laid out, then you have to work the plan. You have to keep yourself accountable for working that plan and showing up continuously, day after day, regardless of what kind of results you are getting. And if somebody had said to me, "Oh, Ilsa, you're not going to get anything until 8 months or a year down the road," I don't know if I would have gone forward with it. But now that I'm here, I'm really glad I did. So that's also, I don't want to lie to you. I don't want to tell you, hey, you can shift everything in a month. I don't think that's true. I think it takes a month to even get a really clear, really aligned offer. So you have something to sell, and a really clear message so that you have something very specific that's powerful that you're putting out there that people get. So that is the foundation of it, but it does take time to build an audience. It does take time to build visibility. It does take some time to build authority. So that plan is your sacred, unique path to success. You work the plan. Everybody's plan will be different. I don't have two clients who do exactly the same thing, which is why I don't love these group programs where they're teaching you one strategy and expecting you to do that, because everybody's different. Everybody's different. Their energy is different. Their points and area of genius is different. And so when I work with people, I work with them individually in figuring out what that aligned, sacred, unique plan is going to be for them that's actually going to get them results, and not the kind of plan that everybody else is doing and is going to get results for a few, but not for the many. So if anything you've heard today feels aligned with you, if it resonates in any way, and if you want help designing your own unique plan to success, clarify your offer, clarify your marketing strategy, clarify what it is you're here to serve. I have a couple people who work with me on really owning their purpose and clarifying exactly what it is they want to offer the world and packaging it in a way that's really powerful. So if any of that resonates, then let's get on a call. Just put #brainstorm in the comment or send me a message on Messenger, and we'll do a free 45 minutes to an hour call where I'll look where you're at and we'll brainstorm together. That's why I call it #brainstorm. We'll brainstorm together and give you, lay down, design an actual path forward for you that will move the needle. All right, I think that is it. I am not seeing any comments, but for those of you who are here, again, say hi. Let me know where you're watching this from, and I appreciate you being here. And I will talk to you all very soon. Bye.